I'm Chad Darkwaite. I play guitar. I do clean vocals and most of the low growls.
Lance, I play guitar.
I'm Alan. Do I guess the screaming vocals, some growls, and most of the rocking.
I'm Zach Dees. I play the drums.
Okay. And Danny 13 is not here right now, but he plays bass and does Arnold Schwarzenegger vocals. And he's good.
Spends his spare time bench pressing.
Oh, and he definitely has the lowest squat out of everybody I've ever seen that plays the bass.
He has a pretty awesome tackle squat.
Yeah.
He's got a nice pompadour. I love Danny 13. Please don't beat me up.
I think the confusion came from when we had our albums pressed, like actually on the CD itself it says 213 Murders, but the actual name is 213 spelled out. It came from Jeffrey Dahmer's apartment number that all the killings took place in.
Plus there's also like 800 rap bands that are 213, so you have to throw something different
yeah,
at the end of it.
Yeah, the 213 Murders are actually MySpace, myspace.com/213murders. And it's a lot easier to, if you search that, you're more likely to find us online than you would if you put 213 in, because you could probably find Nate Dogg and Snoop.
Yeah, Warren G and shit.
Only on a clear break.
Word, son.
Okay.
If you're ever in the 213, holla at our play.
I guess, is he talking to me or Zach?
Either, you know, just hear it from you guys.
We'll do it up until the point that we got into the band.
Let's see. What year was it?
2
years ago?
3.
3 years
I think
ago?
we're like 3 now, yeah.
So it's been, what was 3 years ago?
2005. Yeah.
Okay, in 2005, sometime in the spring, I guess, I moved back from Virginia. I'd been there about a year. Chad was playing with Automaria, and I had been playing with Theory X. And when I came back, Theory X wasn't playing anymore. And Chad wanted to do some side stuff, you know, just a more punk rock thing than the metal that Automaria was unleashing upon the world. And so we started playing. It was just a 2-piece, and we just started jamming. We were playing shows. We did something ridiculous, like 10 shows in the first month. And then we got a bass player, Danny 13. He started playing with us. We kept on playing shows. And how long was it before Alan got in the band?
I was staying here when Danny started playing bass too. I wasn't in the band yet at all. I was here like doing work.
Yeah, doing some work. Actually, before that, Andrew actually played with us for a brief moment until we recorded our first song.
Andrew who?
And
Deuce.
Oh, Deuce. Okay, yeah. All right.
So then Alan became our full-time singer, and we're still looking for a second guitarist, but Lance is kind of helping out.
Okay.
Now Lance is doing a pretty good job. Originally, Lance came in as just kind of fill-in for us, and for a tour we were doing, me and Lance lived together, so it was kind of easy for us to get together and learn the songs. Lance came in, done the tour, had a really good energy, and played the songs good. And the thing I like about Lance is it kind of still gives me my creative freedom to do what I want with 213, and I just kind of bring him in, and he writes little parts for it and stuff. I mean, right now, we don't have any intention of finding a second guitarist. Right now.
Did I fuck up?
No, Lance. I would say Lance is a permanent party at 213.
He just doesn't have a tattoo yet.
He just doesn't have the tattoos. He's
tattoo.
not official yet.
Not official, but February is right around the corner.
Yeah,
That's what happens when you pour.
He played right before our last tour. I guess Lance been playing with us for about a year, maybe, and Alan's been with us for about a year and a half. Alan actually started playing. We played a show. Alan came up to see us play with this band called Destroy off of Metal Blade, and which was our worst show we've ever played because Zach got really.
It was doing was it Celine Dion karaoke?
Yeah. And we played really bad, but Alan came and told him that we were looking for someone to take over on vocals, and we were trying to take a different direction with the band, and as soon as, in the time he came, he started playing with us, we made a lot of stuff happen in a very short amount of time. We went and got photos made, wrote, 16 songs for an album, or he actually added his vocals and stuff in on it.
Was it like something like 3 weeks before we were?
Yeah, before we
recorded the
yeah.
CD, it was 3 weeks, and I was already like I just pretty much shipped up. Like grabbed what I had on my back when I moved here, and was hoping that the fiance that I just dumped to play in this band wouldn't burn everything I owned. But I had like maybe at the most 3 weeks to learn all the songs before we recorded a CD. And I'm awesome.
Agnostia was a huge influence on my writing just because the way they wrote and their kind of whole image they had was like a huge, and they're all buddies of mine. They were like a really big influence. Anything, yeah, Zayo's been like one of my favorite bands of all time, so they had a huge influence on the way we write. And Zach, listens to a variety of different stuff, so.
Like I like Pantera, and everybody in my band makes fun of me for it, but
I like Pantera.
well,
I like Pantera.
like I like a lot of oddball shit. Like I like a lot of pretty much a lot of the stuff I listen to is like a darker music, even if like to Psychobilly and shit like that, stuff that you might not hear so much in it, but it still is like, I know Chad's a fan of Psychobilly. Like I love like Necromantics, Tiger Army. I listen to a lot of old country shit like that. But even if you go back to the 1950s, there were like country records that were cut with more like a darker edge. Pretty much like, say Danzig was huge. I'd say Danzig is probably a huge inspiration for, I'd say all of us like Danzig at least a little bit. What's that for Zach?
No, Zach doesn't like Danzig at all.
Doesn't like Danzig, I guess.
You kind of quiet. Zach got some influences maybe that you put into the band that maybe you say you can draw from.
Well, I don't have any part of the writing of the songs.
Yeah, you do.
Let's see.
We write the guitar riffs, but it would only be guitar. It would just be a guitar riff.
But even so, the drums. I mean, are there some drums styles that you pull from, like certain bands that you could mention maybe?
Well, for 213, it's more, punk rock. It's like we call it black metal influenced punk rock.
Okay, so
it's just fast. Still, more. It's pretty straightforward.
Fast and hard.
Yeah.
That's the punk rock attitude.
Yeah.
Touring a lot. Getting our CD pressed, many copies of, and send them out to every magazine and every label we can.
I'm on a personal mission to set a record for most sex with an underage girl in Columbus, Georgia. But
I think you already got that record.
But yeah, we definitely. I hope that this year, and we've said this last year, but we didn't really push it like we should have. But I hope this year is the year that we get noticed outside of our area, in our region.
Touring, got an EP coming up.
Yeah.
We're gonna re-record our EP. Basically, just rock as much as possible.
Yeah.
That's
having
the main
fun.
goal right there is to rock and try not to get wasted before shows. That way we can still play.
I think it gives.
Fucking badass.
Yeah.
The more theatrical, the better. Like we want to we want you to like our music, but putting on a show is something like you don't get a lot of times anymore. You get some random dude in cut off shorts and a fucking pair of flip flops trying to do cartwheels all over the place, and you just feel like you've been deprived of. Like I don't like Kiss, but you gotta admit that they put on a good show. So you want people to leave your show saying, "Oh, that was fucking nuts, dude. Those dudes rocked," or saying like, "I've never seen some shit like that." Just the more theatrics, the better.
And I'm also a big horror fan, so that all comes a little from that too.
Yeah.
And a lot of my favorite bands were covered in gore, so.
Like